Sonic Adventure is one of my personal favorite video games, to the point where I finish the main story multiple times a year, and to the point where I own almost every single version of the game that I can, including the PS3 version digitally. At one point in 2022, I wanted to get every achievement for the Steam release of the game, which I did do, all while using the better DX mods and the Dreamcast conversion mods to make the ultimate definitive version of the game.
You know, a lot of people have told me that I wasn't ever going to do anything with my life, but I fucking proved them wrong, yo. Look at this shit. Look at it. Yo, that's right, motherfuckers. I'm a bona fide virgin.
But what if I decided to go a little more retro with these achievements? For Sonic Adventure DX on the GameCube, everyone's favorite version. DX is a version of the game that certainly exists and doesn't have any backlash whatsoever. Okay, DX is seen as the worst version of the game to play. I don't know if the GameCube version specifically is seen as the worst, but you can't mod it as easily as the Steam version, so it might as well be the worst one. But I grew up with this version and fell in love with it as a kid, even if I think the aesthetic and feel of the original is better. Sure, Battle for Bikini Bottom and Spob the movie were games from my childhood, but they aren't games I revisit extremely often. This set is for me. I got to replay one of my favorite platformers, and you get to watch me enjoy myself. As Sonic Adventure starts, you only have the choice to play as Sonic, my favorite of the character campaigns, and I do not think that is shocking. Sonic says the iconic line,
"Oh yeah! This is happening!"
and notices the police are traveling to potential danger, and what I see is some of the worst driving I've ever witnessed. But regardless, Sonic wants to see what's going on. This water creature jumps down and the police start getting into positions to shoot it, but because it's made of water, their bullets do nothing. Police didn't help at all, which is accurate to what happens in real life, so it's up to Sonic to defeat this water monster. This is Chaos, a creature that is seen as the god of destruction in ancient hieroglyphics that gets stronger the more Chaos Emeralds it holds. We're fighting him without any of the emeralds, so he just looks like a water guy. There's nothing special about this fight, you just kind of go about it normally, but what I do want to mention is that Chaos is my favorite Sonic antagonist, slightly above Shadow, and it's mainly because Chaos has more interesting roots and design ideas, while Shadow is dark and then becomes an anti-hero in the same game he appears in, and even then I'd be hard-pressed to even call him an anti-hero. Yeah, I just think Chaos is really cool. The big drip leaves through a grate in the sewers close by, and Eggman is shown watching this unfold at a distance, laughing maniacally. Next, we see Sonic lounging by the hotel pool, when suddenly he notices Tails go in wacky hyper mode on his plane, and then sees Tails crash into the Emerald Coast, which is our first stage. Here's something special about Sonic Adventure DX's retro achievements. Almost every level in the main story has a challenge achievement provided. For example, in Emerald Coast, we have to beat the stage without using more than 3 springs, speed pads, or spring pads, which proved to be a bit tougher than I thought. This is because I kept taking this loop that looks required for the stage, but this loop uses 2 speed pads, which would cut 66% of the usable pads right there. I didn't realize this for a little bit though, so I actually tried to spin dash to the higher island instead of using the jump pad because I thought it'd be a tight jump that would be required for the achievement. I did eventually figure this out a few minutes later and properly skipped the loop, and I was elated by the challenge brought before me and was genuinely excited to play through the game this way. I'm already super interested in these achievements. I'm already so fucking interested in these. We can skip these 2. Not like that. The full run of the stage requires that you spin dash jump off this bridge ramp to skip the several springs over the ocean. Then you spin dash jump to the left of the loop to land at the beach ahead of you. You need to take the next jump pad to land on a different island, jump over the speed pad in front of the checkpoint, and jump on the rock fence to your left. Swap the camera to free mode and angle it to point at another jump pad. Spin dash jump from that rocky platform to that jump pad. That is 2 of the 3 that you can use. Now this iconic whale chase bridge has a ton of speed pads and a couple jump pads, but don't worry about it, just run on through. This level is unbeatable without taking the section, so all of these speed pads and jump pads don't count towards your limit. The achievements even give a little reminder to the top corner that you've only used 2 after you finish this bridge section. Spin dash up the wall of this mountain, then enter the caves. Take the lower path of the cave since it has no springs. Don't take the loop past the next checkpoint, just go over the grass next to the jump pad and spin dash from the furthest little peninsula of grassland. You can probably just spin dash jump from the beach for this one, but you can also jump over the speed pads and spin dash up the slope, to then spin dash jump from the land at the top of the slope, then spin dash jump up this slope really quickly to land on the platform above. There are speed pads on the down slope, so you need to jump off before you can hit those. It isn't too difficult. Now all that's left is to spin dash jump past the loop in the final automated section, then you're forced to hit your final jump pad, and now it's a free ticket to the end of the stage. I could do this in my sleep. 10 points, baby. Give me that fucking achievement. That's the first cool achievement of the playthrough, and it's the first one we got. With Tails rescued and my curiosity piqued for the rest of this run, we get the second achievement of the set. Sonic's walking with Tails and points out how he normally doesn't crash like that, but Tails shows Sonic that he was testing how a Chaos Emerald would power a plane. And so Sonic and Tails head for Tails' workshop. Before we get on the train though, we grab this emblem above the entrance of the station. We head to Mystic Ruins and find Eggman interrupting our plans. What the fuck happened to Tails' eye? Wait. Eggman tells us he's trying to get the Chaos Emerald, so we're beating his ass. This fight is easy. Just smash A like crazy when there's an opening. After beating Eggman, he naps the emerald from Tails' hands because Tails has just had to whip it out. Eggman feeds it to Chaos and shows us Chaos won. We don't fight him, we just get to look at him, and now we're off to grab the rest of the emeralds before Eggman can. So we're heading to Windy Valley. Well, after we get this emblem over here, of course. Now for Windy Valley, we have to beat the stage with an electric shield and without exceeding 35 rings by the end of the stage. This one I struggled with a bit, but not for any good reason. I just wasn't refreshed enough on the game and didn't remember a lot of key things about the stage. I was so convinced that this was the only electric shield in the stage, but no, there's one way later in the level. I was complaining a lot while trying to get this achievement, but again, none of it is justified because I was just being an idiot. Not in the talking mean to myself from lack of self-confidence, but in the I am fully aware that I was being ignorant during this way. I'll tell you how I did it, but just know that there's probably a significantly easier way to do it, especially if you don't want to use speedrun strats. I do know very beginner any % Sonic Story speedrun tricks. There just isn't any glitches in Emerald Coast that you really need to use. You also probably don't need it for Windy Valley, but I used them anyway. I spin dash jump past the 10 ring capsule so I didn't accidentally hit it with a homing attack and continued to hit the electric shield. Then I used my beginner speedrun knowledge to clip through the wall with a spin dash jump and kept spin dash jumping on these empty platforms. Then I did a spin dash jump around the path of rings to get sucked in by a tornado. Then I tried to spin dash jump around these 4 rings in the tornado section to hit the spring, but you're gonna suck some rings up regardless. Then I did a spin dash jump into the jump panels to store an air dash. Once I landed on panel 5, I waited for Sonic to fall off of it, then pressed A at the right time to air dash up. Notice that it's almost immediate. Then I tried to maneuver Sonic mid-air into the last spring. In the air section, just jump off the side and land on the path to skip a bunch of rings. As I ran down this slope, I jumped onto this aerial island and jumped to the other one to hit a spring that skips a bunch of rings. I tried my best to spin dash jump past this path of rings, but I still ended up grabbing a good amount of them. Then I spin dash jumped here to dodge a path of rings. It's really hard to see. As you get off the wind trail, jump and homing attack the triple spring while holding A. This gives you enough height to just skip this cylinder section. I spin dash jumped down the loop, which gave me a few more rings, but we still have less than 35. Then I jumped off at the wall of the run section to safely hit the bottom and rode the rest of the path to the finish. This took me almost 40 minutes because of how I overcomplicated it, but hey, I got the achievement. Oh, and I got another one. We entered the Station Square sewers to get the Lightspeed shoes. And if you hate that ring door puzzle in the hotel, you can just charge your Lightspeed dash next to the door and it'll open it up right there. Now we have the Crystal Ring, which speeds up the Lightspeed charge. We opened the door to Casinopolis in the sexy and cool way, and now we're playing that stage. The challenge in Casinopolis is to beat the level without getting more than 20 rings from the pinball tables. This isn't hard in the slightest. I usually play the level like this because I don't like the pinball. We just entered the Knight's pinball table and fell to the vents of the casino. You fall into the underparts of the casino by getting less than 100 rings in either of the pinball tables, which is perfectly fine because this section has more than enough rings to get you to the emerald. Just stay here till you get close to 400. You might have to backtrack a bit or enter different vent shafts for more rings, but it's not much of an issue. Also, don't get hit, but that's pretty obvious. There's the Fighting the Addiction achievement, followed up by another achievement that contradicts the achievement we just got. Eggman sprays us with gassed up Grimace Shake and it causes Sonic and Tails to pass out, with Eggman taking the emerald we just got. With the key to the ice cap, we talk to Big the Cat, enter the car and the trains to make it to Mystic Ruins, with 2 achievements popping for unlocking Big earlier in the story than intended. A fresh hole appears in the wall leading to a cave that connects to Angel Island, and it connects to the ice cap, which makes me question if it's the same ice cap from Sonic 3. It is connected to Angel Island, which would make it livelier, but then again, Red Mountain isn't in Sonic 3, so I'm not fully sure. Now we have to beat ice cap without collecting more than 20 rings. You can spin dash jump off this top ledge in the mountain slope section to skip the entire first little level of the stage, which skips a bunch of rings. Then you can spin dash jump right at the next checkpoint to skip most of this level too. This dodges a ton of rings for obvious reasons. You can spin dash jump over these sets on the speed path, but Tails might end up grabbing some rings anyway. The snowboarding section is going to be the hardest part of this 20 ring maximum challenge, since you can't see a lot of them at first and the controls of the snowboard can be a bit weird. You're going to have to memorize this first section, or hug one side of the slope. That works too. By the way, if you're wondering why I have 0 rings now, it's because I tried to skip this section entirely with a clip through a wall and... yeah, it's fine. So if you want a ring reset, you could just do that. After that avalanche section, you really just need to use your eyes and use the one right path after the little cave. Other than that, you can gauge it since they're so spread apart. Also, just don't do trick jumps off the ramps. They tend to have rings near a lot of them. Oh, and the last bottom section has quite a few as well. We got the Stevie Cheevy and the Standard achievement as well. Now we meet Knuckles, who thinks we have pieces of the Master Emerald, so we fight him. It's easy, and now Eggman takes the other 2 emeralds we got. Oh fuck. Eggman feeds these to Chaos, which transforms Chaos into Chaos Chaos 4, because off screen he gave Chaos the other one he took from us. Chaos 4 is infamous in this game for just showing up too many times. I think Chaos 4 is the most health in the Sonic version of the fight, but it's not hard in the slightest, it just takes time. We beat Chaos up, and then the floating texture of the egg carrier arrives, and we have to chase it down in the worst level in the game. But first, we got an achievement for unlocking Knuckles. I will always take bad, frustrating level design over boring bitch rail shooter sections that suck. Not all rail shooters are bad, but this section of the game is. I don't have much to say about it, it just sucks. But it's at least relatively short. Eggman shoots the wing of the tornado and causes Sonic and Tails to get separated, which is weirdly enough the best portion of Sonic's campaign. Everyone who has been scared this whole video should be calming down now. Amy Rose has arrived. She's here, she's trying to get Sonic to protect her and this little blue bird, and regardless of what Sonic says, she's here to stay by his side for a bit. Amy Rose is here. That's an achievement for unlocking Amy. A robot is on Sonic and Amy's trail, but Amy's more interested in going to Twinkle Park with Sonic, which causes her to run in by herself, because where's the fun in going to an amusement park free for couples as a couple? In Twinkle Park, we have to beat the level without destroying Badnik specifically. So these go-kart riders, natural selection says, I want the black car. The go-kart ride can be tricky since there are a couple groups of Kiki together on the road you could easily hit. Yes, I said the robot monkey's canon name. I want the orange car, actually. Orange car was the winner, and now we're on a roller coaster. When the roller coaster is about to end, hold back on the joystick. You can honestly do it at any time on the coaster. Go to the oval divot and spin dash jump to the right, and you should skip a good portion of the stage. The rest of the Kiki should be easy to dodge for the most part. But if you want to just skip the rest of the stage, hit this speed boost on the vertical slope and spin dash jump near the top of the slope to just land on the roof of Pleasure Castle. Then you can start spin dash jumping on the roof tiles until you break through whatever is blocking the path, and you'll be right at the end. Be careful around these last few enemies though, but if you just don't air dash, you should probably be fine. There's an achievement for my Twinkle Park pacifist run and an achievement for beating the stage normally. Without any breaks, we go straight into Speed Highway, what is almost unanimously considered the best level in this game, and it's definitely a top stage for me as well. We have to beat Speed Highway without jumping more than 4 times, so you might not see speedrun strats in this one. I jump off to go to the right, then jump off again to land on the slant of the big building roof. Then I spin dash to the very top of this building, and I'm doing a speedrun strat. Get tricked, moron. The thing is though, this achievement bugged out on me and didn't count the spin dash jump to the heliport, which blasts through a ton of this section. It doesn't matter too much though, since I barely missed it and had to use a third jump to fix it, which leaves us with only one jump to land on the animal capsule at the end. You can spin dash from this reticle looking platform to get to the bottom floor that leads to the next area, but if you're cool, you can time an air dash to get this one up and skip the homing attack section, since that requires a jump to do in the first place. You just run down the wall run section, and once you're in town during the day, you can pretty easily beat the rest of the stage without pressing A. Entering the final fountain area, looking to the right, you'll spot a spring that'll lead Sonic to get shot into the fountain, which will boost him to the end of the stage, only requiring one single A press from him to finish the level off. So yeah, it is doable with that one big jump at the start, even if it did count that roof jump as a jump, because it would still work if I didn't mess the jump up. But we got those 2 achievements and we move on. We return to the casino to look for Amy and see that she's been taken by Big Green over here, so we follow them into the Mystic Ruins where they get sucked into the egg carrier. Now we need to find our way into that basket. We got an achievement for getting all of Sonic's upgrades because we just grabbed the Ancient Light, which allows us to use the Lightspeed attack, which is needed to enter Red Mountain. The challenge for this stage is to beat it without using more than 4 rockets, springs, ladders, or zip lines. I am so ready for this. I love playing levels with an arbitrary set of rules! I am not exaggerating when I say that this is one of my favorite achievements in the set. I knew this level pretty well already, but this achievement made me learn something completely new about it, and it made the game feel like its world was more of a realized place instead of just a collection of stages. I might be overhyping it, but I just loved this achievement. The first 2 rockets are ones that you have to take to progress. After the first rocket, hold up right on the analog stick, more so facing right, spin dash jump or run to the button that activates the next rocket. Then take that one too. Then you want to land on this green metallic platform with a spring connected to it, but you can just spin dash jump to where the spring takes you. Then you want to stand at the very last smoking volcanic plate, since it'll launch you where the spring would launch you. Thought for sure the last button skip would be in this little platforming section, since the higher up platform seems reachable with a spin dash jump, but I couldn't find any good leverage or any good places that would let me make the jump. Then, while replaying this stage, I had a crazy idea. Wait. Oh, wait, I didn't know. That's it. We just have to jump on top. Okay, there it is. I see it. Oh, that's so fucking cool. I love that. That's so cool. Traversing and figuring out that I could run on the top of these canyons was super cool to me, since the only real time I jumped across the tops of these was when you play as Knuckles in the game. But actually being able to fall and land on platforms connected to the canyons and being able to jump across the tops of them of my own choice made me love this level just a bit more. Hitting this spring will bounce you to a second one, but the achievement's only counted as a single spring, so do not worry. Now all you need to do is save the last one for the final rocket of the stage. You can probably beat this on the regular path without using another of the miscellaneous elevation systems, but if you want to be cool, you can just switch to the free camera and spin dash jump to this rock on the side of the cliff, and spin dash jump to the right of the rock, hugging the canyon pillar to make it to the end of the area. Dodge this one spring in the hell section of the stage, and then it should be pretty noticeable when you skip more springs. Oh, I love video games. Shit, I'm stupid. It's okay, I didn't mess it up on the run back, we're good. No, why did it auto lock on, man? I'm surprised I have not fallen off of this yet, considering how much I fall off of that. Oh, okay. I'm clearly too excited about this achievement and too high energy to explain how to properly do this. We need a much more calm, soft-spoken vibe. First you use this rocket, then go over here. Then do a spin dash jump to touch this button, and then go to grab this rocket. Then you want to hit up here. Make sure you try to hit the pillar so it keeps you in place. Spin dash jump tightly over here. It is hard to make, but you can do it. Grab this free life if you so wish, and then land on this. It counts as a boost over here. Do a spin dash jump on top of here. Make sure you look for where the platform is. You can see it in the distance over there. Spin dash jump, and you should land on it easily. This only counts as one spring, not two. Okay, so now that we have 10 rings, just for fun, we can kill these enemies and get another one up. This is the only way you're going to be able to get on top without using another spring. You're using the jump panels here. Just press A 5 times. You could honestly probably beat the level without doing this trick here, but this trick is just so badass and cool. We want to spin dash jump over to this part right here, do it again, and reach the hole. The hole is the goal, fellas, am I right? We go back to auto camera to feel safe in the game's clutches and pray that it does not fuck up. All the way through here, do not touch the spring, it's a trap. Jump over here, switch over to free camera again, and do a spin dash jump. Don't die, that would be embarrassing. Grab a shield because you almost killed yourself, you dumb idiot bitch. Now you want to spin dash jump over here and just have some fun, enjoy playing the game, get stuck on a rock because you're not very good at it. Spin dash jump onto the Bloxor's blocks. If you've played cool math games, you know what I'm talking about. So now you jump over here and do spin dashes over to the side. Jump again because it's fun, get the 10 rings, get the 20 rings, get a lot of money. Just be rich. Stop being poor. Now you do a spin dash jump over to this platform to make sure the lava rises. This is important because if the lava doesn't rise, you do not continue the stage. Spin dash jump over here, grab these 10 rings. Be careful here because the game likes to not be smart. You want to spin dash jump over to the ramp. Spin dash again, and make it. There are no more springs or anything to worry about anymore. You've made it to the end. Just get to the end of the level. Get rings, make sure you live. Do a big cool jump like that. This is the last rocket we're going to touch, and now we did it. I feel it burning in my core! And we got the level clear achievement too, don't forget that one. Tails and Sonic reunite and are ready to take down the egg carrier in the new and improved Tornado 2. And believe it or not, we actually have an achievement to earn in Sky Chase Act 2. This whole level is normal up until the end, so we can just skip talking about it. And here we are. The boss of these plane sections is the egg carrier. All we have to do is let the egg carrier overheat by having it use its big laser too many times. It takes around a minute and a half of dodging to get this one, but we got it. We crash the Tornado 2 onto the egg carrier, which means we can try to pursue Eggman. The egg carrier changes formation, and now we have access to this sky deck. And the challenge for this level is to finish it with exactly 60 rings in hand. I can honestly ignore these. There's a lot of rings later on. My advice for this achievement is to just die in the final area of the stage if you're over 60 rings. Other than that, just grab the right amount of rings and avoid them after hitting 60. You can restart at checkpoints here if you go over the amount and can't get hit, but I don't see a world where that could happen super often. I got my 60 rings and did some wacky spin dash jumps to get to the end of the level as early as I could. This hallway path to the animal capsule holds no rings, so you should be fine. There's 2 more achievements in our grasp, and it's time to change the ship's formation back to what it once was. Out on the bridge, Eggman takes Amy's bird, and we see that it has a Chaos Emerald, and now Gamma has been sent out to attack us. The fight was easy, shocking, I know, and as Sonic is about to deliver the final blow to Gamma, Amy protects Gamma. Sonic decides to let him go, Sonic tells Tails to take Amy off of the egg carrier, and Sonic sets out for Eggman. There's our achievement for unlocking Gamma, and we hit the button to return the egg carrier to its prior form. And now on the big green circle of the ship, we encounter Chaos 6, the nearly perfect form of Chaos. Also, Big is here. To fight Chaos, all you need to do is make him devour Eggman's ice Roblox that he drops on you, because he's really smart. Fun fact, the Lightspeed attack does double the damage to Chaos 6, which is a huge time save. And with that second hit, we take Chaos down. Eggman tries to escape, but Sonic chases him. Sonic crashes into the forest of the Mystic Ruins and witnesses the temple opening up, which is the entrance to our next level, Lost World. That's right, gamers, it's time for the thumbnail achievement. We have to beat Lost World with the rule of earning jumps every 8th ring we grab. This is a very oddly specific challenge, but it's kind of badass and cool. Don't expect an exact run-through of the whole stage here, because I'm using speedrun strats. I can't stop myself. This beginning section can all be done without jumping, so you should be able to stockpile jumps by earning rings. But if you get hit, you lose all of your earned jumps. This usually isn't a big deal, but just go slow during the flaming pillars section. I tried to grab a shield without jumping in this dark section, but that just killed me and reset my jumps. I tried labbing out this temple part from scratch with 0 jumps at that checkpoint, but it was getting too tight for it to be possible for me here. I don't think it's undoable, but a whole stage restart was better suited for my needs. Start by grabbing as many rings as possible. You can spin dash up this right corner of the first room to make it to the staircase without jumping. Keep stockpiling rings on the speed path and go slow on the rotating pillars. You'll have to jump at the end of it though. Spin dash off this ramp at the end of the next section to not waste a jump. Now let's invalidate the challenge of the stage by switching it to free camera and spin dash jumping onto the snake's head. Then run off the side of the slope of the snake's head and do a quick spin dash jump aiming left. You should be at the top floor of the water room. Spin dash jump onto the water button across from Sonic, then ride the relic water snake to the final door. Face the final door of the area, turn around, charge spin dash, and face the door while you're charging. Then pause and unpause and Sonic will clip through the door. No buttons needed to be pressed at all. Get more rings and enter the dark room. After lighting the first mirror, spin dash jump to the next one. Hopefully you'll land on the platform. Do it again, aiming forward to the next one. Jump to the left and with free camera on, spin dash jump off the slope aiming to the right. You should land right on the mirror light. I had a lot of extra jumps here, so I just started using them to get to the light speed dash section safely. The waterfall section is free, just land on the springs as you're falling off. Be careful at this rock running section here. There are a lot of rings here you can get if you need them, but because of speedrun strats, I didn't need them, so I just kept running down. You can spin dash on the slope here, but just be sure to cancel it really quickly since the boulder speed is based on your speed, and the speed of the spin dash destroys that since the spin dash is insanely fast in this game. I did get hit here, but I'm able to finish the stage. I was able to get 4 more jumps after getting hit. I used 2 of those jumps to hit the right wall run button to get into formation, and used 1 more spin dash jump from the wall run straight up to the end of the level. And after 1 light speed dash, we reach the end, giving us an achievement I'm using to make people click this video, and the normal baby shit achievement too. Sonic discovers the Mural of Chaos and gets sent to a flashback of the old Echidna tribe. We witness several Chao unconscious on the floor in this flashback. Tikal watches the Emerald Shrine set aflame, she runs up to what looks like the Master Emerald, and the flashback ends. Well, back to chasing Eggman. After solving the simple puzzle that gave my brain thinking boo-boos as a child, it's time to enter the final egg, with the challenge here being limited to 4 jumps per area. Most of the struggle with this achievement was in the first area of the level because the other 2 areas have speedrun tricks. Are you tired of my shit yet? Everything leading up to this treadmill part is a test for you to get to the treadmills with minimal jumps used. I decided to try this one later because there's another achievement I need to get while in this stage that happens at the very end of the level. Here's one of the tricks that I'll be using later though. Just spin dash up to the top of the slope at the start of the second area of the stage, then once up there you can spin dash jump around to the left, avoiding the tubes while falling and entering through the gray slope with the blue windows. We now just need to run through the rest of the stage normally until we get to the last room full of enemies. And now we wait. About 2 minutes. Now we can jump on this slow ass platform. And now we wait. About 2 more minutes until we can climb these ladders to reach a secret stash of 1-ups. There's that achievement done. I decided to quit the stage and try to get this limited jumps achievement as well. I chose to try and lightspeed attack the enemies before the conveyor belt section to see if that would help a little bit, and it actually helped a lot, only requiring 1 jump to hit this spring. Once at the conveyor belts, make sure you're careful and have free camera equipped so you can see where to spin dash jump. Once you're in the spinning mesh tube, you should be good to go. I'm gonna do that thing I talked about earlier now. I hope you think it's cool and comment worthy. After that jump, this area has no more jumps required. This final section has one of my favorite speedrun tricks in Sonic's story. You can jump on top of the elevator and aim your free camera between the pillar and the wall to the next room. Then spin dash jump into the void. After falling for a little bit, move Sonic to the right really quick, all while holding forward on the analog stick. If done correctly, you should just land at the very end of the stage. There's the jump achievement and the normal finish level achievement. And now it's time for the final boss of Sonic's story, the Egg Viper. No achievement for this boss, we just have to beat him. Sonic, get on the rocket that he conveniently placed. This boss does have speedrun strategies, but they're very risky and don't make the fight go that much quicker, so I'm just gonna play it normal here. You can dodge his lasers easily by walking in a circle though. Once he gets low, he starts destroying platforms, so you should try to not miss during his last 2 hits or else you might get sent into the void. After delivering the final blow, Eggman tries to hit you with one last Hail Mary attack, so just keep your eye out for where he's about to crash into. And that's Sonic Story finished. This usually takes me a little over an hour to do on my own, but re-experiencing it here took me almost 4 whole hours, which is not a negative for me at all. I absolutely love Sonic's levels. With a banger song playing, we have reached the credits, and once they wrap up, we get another achievement for finishing Sonic's story. Now it's time for Tails. I'll try to skim over similar scenes and only focus on the new ones for the stories going forward. We crash our plane, Sonic saves us, we shock him with the Chaos Emerald, Mystic Ruins time. But before we do any of that, we need the Jet Anklet, which lets Tails move significantly faster while hovering in the air, with or without using his tails. Now we're fighting the Egg Hornet as Tails, which is unfortunate since there is no fast kill for this boss as Tails. Still an easy fight, just a bit longer than I want it to be.
Gotcha.
Why would he do that? Tails, why would you pull it out? Don't you have like Fox Pockets? How did you put it away in the first place? Who's that? You made him up. For Windy Valley, we have to beat the stage without touching the ground more than twice, and the falling animation at the start of the stage counts towards this. This challenge isn't hard at all, just tap A after jumping and Tails will be in flight mode, just don't hold A and he'll hover. Use the view of the stage layout below you to guide yourself, and you can use the B button to descend quicker. With that in mind, you should be able to easily get this achievement, and get the normal stage one too. Next up, we enter the casino's icky vents, and the challenge here is to avoid any and all item capsules, which is tough because they're everywhere down here. I almost hit this one up in the second fan area, but I just hugged close to the wall to try to avoid it. Other than that, close call, all I can really say here is to be super careful and take it a little slow. Sonic's racing capabilities aren't at their strongest yet, so you can be a bit patient. And there's the double achievement pop for this level. We get gassed up and lose the emerald. When we wake up, we need to head to the ice cap. And ice cap with Tails is actually a tough achievement. We have to beat Sonic without touching more than 8 ice crystals. And if you've ever played this stage, you know that there's a ton of these ice crystals placed all over the mountain, with a huge amount being right at the starting sections. Most of the difficulty comes from the avalanche section here, and thankfully any ice crystals that Sonic hits does not count towards this, so you can use that to your advantage. In the first part, I personally went middle left while adjusting to try to dodge the most crystals. Sticking hard left, right, or middle gives you too many crystals to hit, so fluctuate a little bit in between these areas. It might take a little bit of effort. In this next section, follow where Sonic goes and dodge the crystals accordingly. We're following him because he breaks some of the crystals that are in our way, which gives us a more open cave to slide down. I should have taken this path to the right since I think it avoids almost all of the crystals, but I wasn't smart at this point in the run. Just keep dodging crystals, and once you trick off of one of the ramps, you're at the safety point with significantly less crystals, so you can just play it normally for a bit. Ignore the bonus cave to the left once you're nearing the end, and just try your best to dodge these crystals. I did not touch that one. No, 7. That's 8. That's the last one I can do. We're taking the top. Oh, that was shit. Get it. What? No, the achievement didn't pop. I didn't hit a 9th one. My guess as to why that happened is this clip here. Sometimes just edging the tip of a crystal counts as a hit, and I jumped close to the top one while hitting the bottom one. So I'm assuming the top crystal just got edged by me. Of all the things that could edge to my presence, why did it have to be this spike of ice? No double pop here thanks to the Gooner crystal, but we still got an achievement. Now we fight Knucklehead as Tails, and it's still not hard. Eggman gets those emeralds, we fight Chaos 4 again. It's the same boss fight, but as Tails now, and Chaos has one less hit point. I guess they knew repeated fights overstayed their welcome, but they still only did lower his health by 1, so it doesn't really matter that much. After Chaos 4, it's time for Sky Chase! Now we're at the point where Tails has different occurrences happening in the story, where he reminisces about meeting Sonic. Tails in the piss square. Tails, stay in the piss square, you're not allowed to come out. The piss memories of Sonic. Oh, the piss square is fading away, now it's cum. Well, there goes a joke. Tails wakes up outside the Mystic Ruins forest, and on his own 2 feet, he decides he needs to find a Chaos Emerald for his prototype plane. Tails finds the red emerald in the forest, and then this frog eats it and enters the desert. Now we have to slide down Sand Hill.
Blue Hill's looking a lot more like Sand Hill right now.
This level has no obstacles, you can just kind of slide to the bottom. We will need to do this again later because there's an emblem to gain from getting a high score. We got the frog! Now Tails is getting sent to a flashback with the Echidna tribe. We need to get the rhythm badge during this flashback, or else we'll miss an upgrade for Tails. Well, I think you can miss it anyway. I don't think there was ever a point where I didn't grab it while in the flashback. And there's the achievement for all of Tails' upgrades. Tikal actually talks to Tails in this flashback, and she's talking about how her grandmother told her that the servers are the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Chaos is power enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos, and nobody has any clue what that means at this point. She tries to get introductions, but then the flashback ends. Now we got this big purple fuck-ass cat running towards Tails. The frog and Big run away, but Tails now has an emerald, so he goes to fix up the tornado and picks up Sonic for Sky Chase Act 2! Well, we got an achievement for 20 emblems at the end of the stage at least. Now everything is going the same as it did for Sonic, so we're onto the egg carrier, it changes form, and we have to go through the Sky Deck. Sky Deck has a pretty specific set of rules, since we have to beat it in less than 50 seconds, and without touching the ground more than 5 times. It's a speedy routing achievement, and I enjoy those a lot. There is a caveat to this sometimes though. Sometimes the game will have Tails land inside the cannon at the start, and that counts as one of your 5 grounded uses. Oh, okay, what the hell? It didn't count because I jumped on the... I'll go back to that one too. Yes, unfortunately, that is another single pop. We head to the bridge and fight Gamma as Tails this time. Yo, wait, that scene was raw. They walked separate paths. What the fuck's going on with Amy's eye? There they go. I fucking love this game. By the way, I want to say that Tails' voice acting in this game is hilarious, and one of the best moments of his story is right here.
That's Eggman! I wonder what happened to Sonic.
I wonder what happened to Sonic. One of the best lines in the game.
No matter. I will destroy Station Square anyway.
By committing a terrorist act. And humping my desk. Eggman launches a missile to destroy Station Square, sending it to Speed Highway. But it turns out to be a dud, and now Tails has to beat Eggman himself by racing through the Speed Highway. I believe all of these final events with Tails are happening while Sonic is in Lost World, so Tails must have taken a long time to get Amy safely to Station Square. The achievement for Speed Highway requires that I beat the stage without flying more than 2 times. It is a very grounded level for Tails here. Jumping onto the green rings puts you into flight mode, but that doesn't count towards the achievement since you didn't activate it yourself. You can also hold A after hitting these green rings to ascend, and it doesn't count as you taking flight. I jumped to the right and landed on another floating road section with green rings. I jumped into them and hovered into the green rings left on the orange elevator. Then I flew over to the tunnel highway part of the stage to skip a lot of the level. Then jump into the green ring on the side platform with a 1-up. Then jump into the green ring it takes you to, and hold A immediately after the boost, aiming to the green ring to the left. Jump into the next green ring later and fly to the higher platform of the drop tunnel. It's a bit of a long jump, but you should be able to make it. We have to activate flight to hit this next green ring boost. So there goes our first use. We use our last bit of flight on this green ring here, and we absolutely have to hover into every green boost ring successfully to finish the stage. Finally got another double pop here, with this achievement being pretty fun to figure out. Eggman is distraught and trying to crush the citizens of Station Square. And also Tails. The Egg Walker appears, and to be honest, I actually think the line deliveries in this cutscene give off the vibe it needs to. Eggman sounds scary and menacing, and Tails actually sounds like he's frightened, needing to take on Eggman himself. One of the few moments in this game where it fully hits what it's going for in its cutscenes. This boss is cool for being fought in Station Square by the casino entrance, but it's also very easy. Just try to stay under him and dodge the bombs and shockwaves. We beat the Egg Walker. Everyone praises Tails, and he begins to feel more confident as he beat the Mad Doctor all on his own with no help from Sonic. After the credits, we get the achievement for finishing Tails' story. We do have to go into trial mode and get those 2 achievements we missed though. For the Sky Deck achievement, try not to touch the fence as you're landing, as the game will count that as 2 separate landings sometimes. To beat Sky Deck in under 50 seconds and only 5 landings, I immediately changed the camera to free camera and flew to the left up from the pillar to touch another pillar, since pillars don't count as grounding yourself. Then hover to the path that leads to the next area. This is landing number 1. After getting launched into the air from this path, activate flight and hit this green ring. Then before touching the ground, activate flight again and fly to the platform to the right. This should be landing number 2. Immediately from that platform, you want to fly around going left, landing on any section in that area for the 3rd landing. Then fly to the pillar to the left far from you. You should be able to reach it and it doesn't count as a landing. Get yourself high enough and hover straight to the end. If you can't directly land on the animal capsule, then then use your 4th landing right next to it, and then jump on top for the 5th. There's the Sky Deck Flying Speedrun achievement, which was actually pretty fun to learn how to do. And we talked about the Ice Cap achievement, but I also learned that slowly jumping down greatly reduces the amount of crystals you might hit. After a few more attempts, we had hit 7 out of the 8 crystals we were allowed to, and Sonic was just so generous to open a path at the final part with crystals for us to pass through. And there's the Sharp Turn Shortcut achievement. Now it's time for Knuckles. It starts with a shot of the egg carrier flying towards Angel Island. Knuckles begins his monologue on how he's been destined to protect the Master Emerald, unsure why it's his duty to do so. Chaos comes in to break the emerald into pieces, causing Angel Island to fall into the ocean and requiring Knuckles to go find the missing pieces of the Master Emerald. We grabbed the emblem in the diner and made our way to Speed Highway. Our mission here is to find all the emerald pieces without touching the ground more than 5 times. And we start on the ground, so there goes one of the 5. This shouldn't be too difficult since Knuckles can glide and climb walls. We just need to scope our surroundings well and utilize the emerald signals decently enough. I had to ground Knuckles to get this emerald in the path dug into this building. And I'm not talking about grounding him as a disappointed father. After a couple of landings, I was able to grab the 2nd emerald piece without wasting my last floor touch. And the last crystal was taken by this police car. I could make a police-related drug joke here, but I don't think I'm smart enough to create a punchline, unless this counts as a punchline. We got both stage achievements on our first try. We glide to the Casinopolis button and begin that stage next. Now we have to beat the stage without jumping more than 4 times. The trick for this achievement is to use the few spring spots around the stage to give you elevation so you can glide, at least when you're specifically just searching for the pieces. We found the first piece in this enemy by the lion. The second one was in the lion's mouth, which we actually had to use a jump to get. What the fuck? I need to... Oh, what's going on? Oh, I crashed it. Well, let's try that again. We reloaded and all the meters are going off near me, so we got a pretty decent reroll. The first one was in the big Sonic statue. I used the first jump of this run to climb to the 2nd emerald above the information boost, then used the 2nd jump to actually grab the emerald piece. And I used the spring to get the emerald in this enemy while gliding. There's the limited jumps achievement and regular stage achievement. Tikal is sending us to a flashback. Wandering around the old Echidna tribe as Knuckles is definitely fun. But I have achievements to get, let's get going! Tikal is arguing with her father about the wars that he's commencing with other countries, but just like in real life, the old man won't listen to reason. Knuckles is back in Station Square, acting as oblivious as ever. We see Sonic and Tails knocked out here, so we must have caught them immediately after Eggman took the emerald from them. This gets fully proven because we catch Eggman entering the hotel elevator with one of the emeralds. Knuckles pursues, thinking it's a Master Emerald piece. Knuckles catches up to Eggman, and Eggman shows him that it's not a Master Emerald piece, but then proceeds to show him the power of Chaos 2. Now we have to fight Chaos 2, and this is the only time you see this form of Chaos in the game, which is kinda cool that Knuckles is the only character that gets to see it. Easy fight though. After beating Chaos 2, Eggman convinces Knuckles that Sonic is grabbing the Master Emerald pieces, which is stupid that Knuckles falls for it. Like, genuinely, I think him being oblivious was intended to be a main character trait for Knuckles, not being a damn war general. You wanna see Knuckles walk for a little bit too long? Oh yes, the best animation. Anyway, next we need to dig out the best progression object in gaming with our newly upgraded gloves. This object is the monkey destruction switch, of course. You use it twice. We have to beat Red Mountain without jumping once, and we have to rely on climbing for our elevation. We can jump off the walls though, we just can't jump off the ground. The first piece was in an enemy, the second one was on the green metal path, and the third one was on a platform connected to one of the many canyons. There are those 2 achievements. I can't really give much of an explanation for the Knuckles achievement since the challenges have to try to be all-encompassing considering the Emerald Piece locations are random each time you start the level. Now we have to fight Sonic. Now we have to fight Chaos 4. Thankfully, we're not forced to do Sky Chase, and instead have to do Lost World, which we enter by finding keys to the back entrance. But before we go into Lost World, we glide into this log house and grab an emblem from the top. And we also get an achievement for getting all of Knuckles' upgrades, because we got the Maximum Heat Knuckle, which I use a total of 2 times. In Lost World, we are not allowed to glide for this next achievement. The first emerald piece was slightly above the start cornered by crates. The second one was between the horizontal crushing spikes higher up. I swear, every time I play this level, there is an emerald here. The last one was in the stand behind the start. That's 2 more Chivos. Sent to another flashback, we see Tikal telling someone to take everyone away from here since her father will be coming soon. I'm assuming she means the Chao, but I'm unsure. Knuckles appears in front of the Master Emerald altar, still confused. With the Master Emerald still incomplete, it gives a projection of the egg carrier, signifying that the last 3 pieces are being held there. Knuckles catches Gamma in front of him and decides to follow him to Eggman's base of operations, which actually doesn't happen. You just go to find it by yourself. We see Gamma enter the base and follow him. Apparently this leads him to the egg carrier before it takes off, which makes me think this happens right before Tails picks Sonic up from Red Mountain. The egg carrier changes shape, and this leads to one of my favorite cutscenes.
This thing's always changing.
This cutscene is so funny to me because he said it's always changing when it only changed once and the cutscene ends. It's so pointless, I think it's funny. We found another emblem behind a wall bed on the egg carrier, and another emblem on the furthest platform above the pool. Now it's time for the sky deck, with the challenge being to only change the ship's lean more than twice. The challenge of this one, no shit, is just remembering how the lever controls work. My first attempt died because tilting the lever to the left made it lean right. Then I failed my second attempt because the vertical tilts were also inverted. And I lost my third attempt because resetting the lever to neutral counted towards changing the ship's tilt, but only because I let go of the lever. I found the first emerald on this little disc platform high up, and thankfully the last two emeralds required the same ship tilt. So I grabbed both of them back to back, grabbing the 2-stage achievements. Another flashback for Knuckles. This time he has to call what happened since the altar is on fire, and she said it was her father running into the fire as the flashback ends on Knuckles' face. Knuckles notices some flashes of transformation in the distance and goes to check it out. He catches Sonic and Eggman as Eggman tries to escape. Knuckles was ready to head back to the Master Emerald when Chaos 6 appears. Knuckles also has a quick kill on Chaos 6 using his maximum heat Knuckles attack from the upgrade we got earlier, but it's a little more difficult because for some reason grabbing the ice robots as Knuckles acts more indecisive than it does with Sonic. We beat him quicker than usual anyway, so it's still a net gain for me. Yeah, there he goes. Whoa, didn't even see him on the side. Whoa, here I go. Knuckles returns the emerald pieces to the Master Emerald, which causes Angel Island to rise back into the sky, with Knuckles monologuing on how this may be his duty for his entire lifetime. We reach the credits for Knuckles' story with an absolute bop playing in the back. And there's the achievement for Knuckles' story, which was probably the easiest one so far. Now it's time for Amy Rose. She's here! And you might want to clench your ass and get a drink of milk for how hot this take is. Amy's story is one of my favorites in the game. I'll explain why during the gameplay. We see Amy walking out of the store with groceries, thinking about her past adventures with Sonic, referencing Sonic CD specifically. The egg carrier is hovering over Station Square, a bird flies directly into Amy, and the same green robot we saw while playing as Sonic appears, and starts chasing Amy and the bird, so they hide in the diner next door. Amy swears to protect the bird, and the adventures begin. The reason I'm a fan of Amy's gameplay is because her speed doesn't come from being grounded, but rather it comes from her jump and aerial movement. She reaches top speed easily by jumping forward, and continues to do so if you press her hammer button as she's holding it in her run animation. She then launches herself to a big somersault spin in the air, giving her a pretty good distance. It also helps that the campaign is so short, so it's optimal for speeding through, but I do kind of wish she got at least one more level. So we have to go to the casino area. What just happened? Amy runs into Sonic by the casino, tells him to protect the bird, and he says, "No way!" We meet him by Twinkle Park, and the same green robot shenanigans happen, which leads to this being the first Amy stage since she ran ahead of Sonic. The task here is to beat the stage without collecting any rings, which can be a bit tricky. I did learn while trying to run through the stage that the hammer can grab rings, so you need to be careful with that if you plan on doing hammer jumps. Jump on the balloon. Oh, that one does not feel good. Jump onto the 3 buttons in the pool area. This is pretty easy, just make sure you're jumping over the rings. Be careful entering the castle, there are rings close to the start of it, so slow down a bit and readjust to dodge them. Stick to the left side of the hallway, there are no rings on that side. The second hallway comes after some easily dodgeable rings, and this hallway puts a weird camera angle on you, and it makes the controls feel disorienting. Get used to how they feel, and then stick to the bottom until you get to the center set of rings. Then you want to go up. The white floor room has thin passages with rings, so just be really careful when traversing to not touch one. The rest of the ring should be easy to dodge, so you can just exit the castle. The outside is easy until you get to the goal balloon. Just don't die to the spike balls. Align yourself with the balloon, jump to the center, and if you don't hit the balloon, just stick under the balloon's shadow, then jump again to finish the stage. We got the standard level achievement and the no money achievement. Amy leaves Twinkle Park and gets caught by Zero, the green robot. Amy gets locked up inside the egg carrier with the bird still in her arms. Gamma appears to try to retrieve the bird from Amy, and she says no, and Gamma doesn't understand why Amy is defending the bird. Amy asks why he wants it, Gamma not being able to respond because he doesn't want the bird. He's just doing as his master says. Amy tries to get Gamma to let them go, but Gamma still doesn't understand why Amy cares for the bird since she knows nothing about it. Amy pities Gamma with a classic line and tells Gamma that he's missing something grand since love is not in his programming. The bird comes out to look Gamma in the eyes, and Gamma lets the two of them go.
You're not going to escape from here. Let's see if you can clear this awesome game.
I made it myself, it's so fucking cool. She is so fucking excited. To call what is up. There's 2 to calls. Yeah, you got it. You got the thing. Wow. We got the warrior feather, which is not very useful at all. We also escaped to the outside of the ship. Next up is the hot shelter, which is a stage exclusive to the last 3 characters. It would have been cool to see a Sonic version of this stage though. The challenge here is to not get scanned by Zero at all throughout the stage. This apparently used to be way harder and required you didn't get spotted by Zero's laser at all. But the logic and detection of what counts as being scanned got changed, so it's a little bit easier now. I did it on the first try, but only got the level achievement. I think the achievement failed to pop because the game reads it weird when you go directly into a flashback as Amy. The icon for the achievement was in the corner of the screen when I beat the stage, so I think it bugged out. So don't try too hard for this achievement until after you beat the stage normally once. It sucks because that was the best hot shelter run through I've ever done, but we'll get it on the run back later. You can even see the icon in the cutscene. It's mildly frustrating that it counts it this way. By the way, for this flashback, you have to walk behind where you spawn to get to the cutscene. We see Tikal with the Chao, seemingly meeting them for the first time, and then chaos begins to rise a bit, and then the flashback ends. Amy heads to the outside of the ship. Eggman stops her, then Sonic and Tails show up. Eggman takes the Chaos Emerald from the bird, and Eggman sends out Gamma to attack the furry trio. As Sonic is about to finish Gamma off, Amy comes in and talks Sonic out of it. Amy tells Gamma to stop taking orders from Eggman and do his own thing, stating the inspiration as a favor between friends. Tails and Amy head to Station Square as Gamma goes off to finish his own quest. Okay, she waved back. Just the... Amy decides she needs to be more independent and not rely on Sonic's help all the time.
Hey, a pendant!
Huh. To try to be more independent, she decided to help the bird reunite with its family, so she heads to the final egg for some potential answers. For final egg as Amy, we are not allowed to use the hammer at all. This one isn't hard, just dodge everything and damage boost through lasers if you have to. At the very end of the level, you need to move this barrel next to the last jump needed to get to the end. Since Amy can't jump that high without the hammer, just be careful since you need to hit B to get the barrel and B also uses your hammer. We got it on the second try though, giving us 2 achievements. With no signs of the bird's family, Amy decides to go to the egg carrier since the bird came from there. After suffering one of the slowest climbing animations I've seen, we arrive at the egg carrier and find all 3 birds together. But Zero sends out his robot fist, which pisses Amy off. After a funny fake out, the bird is safe and flies away with the 2 other birds together. Amy has successfully helped the birds reunite, and now she vows to make Sonic respect her, no matter what it takes. Shave what? That's another story down. Back to Hot Shelter to get the achievement that didn't pop, and my best advice for this one is to just go fast and maneuver to different sides. Be sure to hit 0 when you can. Try not to fall into the water of this platforming part, you're almost guaranteed to get stand from that. If you're cool enough, you can just jump to the top of the roll table staircase into the vent without having to move it. Be sure to keep 0 knocked down at this door so you don't get scanned while trying to open it and leave. Look at this cool hammer jump I did. Just keep on moving quickly through the stage. Seriously, just going fast really saves you any trouble from this guy. Once you put all the cubes in the holes in this first part, 0 will appear. Try to hit him as soon as possible, or just run past him really fast to try to escape him. Once you get up to the second cube puzzle, make sure you just knock 0 off the platform. This will prevent him from bothering you entirely at this last part. At least it did for me. And that should be it. Another achievement down. Now that we're done with Amy's stalker horror story, it's time for Big to fish. This character is so boring that while every other campaign has challenges for every level, Big only has challenges for his last 2 levels. And they are not really that challenging, but Big also has the most optional upgrades, so we're gonna need to scout for those. Froggy hears a crash and jumps off of Big. He finds Chaos just outside of Big's house. Big wakes up to find his frog with a new tail, grabbing a Chaos Emerald that Big has for some reason, and runs away from Big because Chaos did something? Now we're in Station Square looking for Froggy. We see Froggy enter the sewers, and we need to go after him. I forgot that they did that. They recognize that his tail gets caught on the elevator, so in that moment he says, oh. First up is Twinkle Park, where we need to catch Froggy, and after a couple of tries, I did it. There's an achievement. We got Big's first lore upgrade in the sewer underneath Twinkle Park. That is so cursed. I don't know if you see him super skinny under the water. That is like the most cursed thing I've seen from Big the Cat. Oh, don't walk towards me either. Oh, God. Up next is Ice Cap, which we will need to stay in a bit longer since there is an upgrade for Big in this level. I put the ice key in the hole to unlock the Ice Cap, but then went into the deep forest area since there are 2 upgrades for Big in there. And you're never required to come here for the main story. We found another emblem, giving us an achievement for getting 40 emblems. Then we get the power rod under Big's bed. I don't know why Sonic Team put Big's power rod near his bed. I can't tell if I should be disgusted or horny. Then we got a lure upgrade in one of the tunnels off to the side, leading from a fork in the path. After seeing the fastest climbing animation in the game, we get Big's floaties and we finally enter the Ice Cap. Open up a hole in the water and start swimming through. Find a spring on the other side of the tunnel and bounce out of the water. Use free camera to touch one of the springs in this chain. I swear it only worked for me when I turned the auto camera off. Open up a hole in this pool of water and then you'll get yourself a lure upgrade. Now we can catch Froggy and we're done with the Ice Cap for now. Big finds Tails with Froggy and Froggy runs away. Now it's time for Emerald Coast and we actually have a second achievement to get here. Find a big rock in Emerald Coast. This will lead to a tunnel that goes to a secret cave. We need to catch a fish in here for this achievement. Now we catch Froggy. And we did it. Now we have Froggy, but Gamma takes him away, so we need to chase Gamma. We're on the egg carrier and it's time for the hot shelter, which also has a second achievement to grab. A bit into the level we drain the water so we can catch Froggy, but we have to do something else first. You should see a door open up on your screen when the water fills. Go through that door and swim to this area where you need to cast your lure onto this drain and reel it in. Now there's even more water in this room, which unlocks a second door higher up you need to go through. Side note, even though this whole area is blocked off by the secret path, catching any fish on the side sections of this area will not net you this achievement. You need to catch a fish in the center area, which can only be accessed by having a Kiki destroy the glass above the water using a bomb. Catch yourself a fish, catch yourself an achievement. Fishing for Froggy with the water this high was annoying because of how disproportionate Big's height was compared to where Froggy swims, causing the game to ruin the fishing because if the lure is too vertical with Big at all, it'll just stop. So I reset the stage to reset the water level. And we got Froggy on the first try with that, giving us an achievement for the level. Big gets sent to a flashback at the very end of his story and sees Tikal interact with the Emerald Altar, stating the same thing about the 7 emeralds being servers, and Big stands there. He literally doesn't comment on it at all when he gets back to reality either. We read a boat landing screen message to Charlie and get an achievement. Then we start heading through the prisons to get the last of Big's upgrades for another achievement. I do actually think this is a cool cutscene for the game, with Big being the first one to witness Chaos transform into Chaos 6. So with the emerald from Amy's bird friend and the emerald from Froggy, Chaos transforms into Chaos 6. Froggy goes into Chaos so Chaos can retrieve his tail because apparently Froggy took it? I don't know, this part was always weird to me. I guess that's what kicked off this whole thing, but it seems like a random detail added to the story to give Froggy significance. But the Chaos Emerald that Froggy had already did that. I guess it doesn't matter too much though. Sonic arrives and offers to help. In this fight, you catch Froggy. Easy. Big takes the Tornado 2 to make his escape, which is kind of a dick move. He didn't even ask, but nobody seems to really care too much, so I guess it's fine. And that's Big's campaign done. Definitely still the worst one in the game by far, but it's just boring, so it's inoffensive and doesn't last long. By the way, to all the people who complain that the fishing makes no sense and doesn't work, just tap down on the stick when the hook is in Froggy's mouth. It works almost every time. Anyway, there's an achievement. Now it's time for Gamma. It starts with Eggman activating Gamma, so we are seeing Gamma's perspective from the very start of his activation. Eggman tells Gamma to go into Final Egg for some target practice, so that's our first level. Our first achievement of Gamma's story is to beat Final Egg by only pressing forward, and this achievement has caveats. It means only using the forward direction on the analog stick. You're still allowed to shoot and jump. Would you believe me if I told you this achievement was a puzzle to figure out? Because it was wild. Holding forward without letting go sets you to this corner by the springs, being unable to hit them. Also, holding a stick forward is sensitive, so you might accidentally move the stick too much in one direction and lose it. I tried getting to the corner and jumping a lot, and it did get me on the spring, but I died because of the camera's direction. I did get it again, but still fell off and died from the bad angle. It is fully possible with this jump method, by the way, but later on near the end of the level, I fumbled. Forward. I rotated it a little bit. I felt it. I felt myself do it. I got to the end many minutes later, but a problem arises from aiming since you use the stick to aim in different directions, and I got blasted by some enemies. Then I found the tool that ultimately helps win the stage and this achievement. The camera. I changed the camera angle a bit and was able to bounce on the springs from the corner just fine by holding forward. Be sure to kill these enemies so they don't potentially bother you, and just rotate the camera whenever you need to readjust movement. Genuinely, once you figure this part out, you should have it in the bag. There's our first 2 Gamma achievements. Now Eggman pits us against our superior brother Beta.
You may be superior, but it doesn't matter, because I am a Gamma man.
And you're a beta cuck. We beat Beta easily, meaning we get to serve Eggman on the egg carrier. Beta is also coming with, but Eggman says it's for the use of spare parts. Bro, how many times are we gonna see this bitch ship take off? Our first elite egg carrier crew meeting takes place. We're told to go set out for a tailed frog because Eggman really needs it. So we head out to find the frog. Now we're in Emerald Coast and have to get froggy without touching any rangs or sprangs. This is another instance just like the Achievement and Amy story that didn't count because of the way the game treated the flashback. So even though I did it, it didn't count. So we have to replay this level again as well. Don't go for this achievement until you've beaten the stage once. Gamma is trying to scan the surrounding flashback area to understand its location, but he gets no results. Gamma goes towards the Chao and witnesses them singing. Tikal tells Gamma to not come closer to them, mistaking him for a warrior echidna. Tikal talks about the presence guarding the Chao and how he's a gentle creature. She says her father is trying to take over this land, which is the home of the Chao. Tikal says she wants to have her father understand her, then the flashback ends. We're back at the egg carrier presenting our frog to Eggman. Eggman congratulates us, but then he sends our brothers to places unknown. Now we need to go to Amy's prison and get the bird from her. Gamma goes into the wrong room since Eggman said that last door, and we see Beta getting torn apart, remodeled and repurposed into a greater machine, seeing him artificially improved just for Eggman's gain. After a moment of pondering silence, Gamma decides that he's entered the wrong room and is now gonna find Amy. Now we're talking to Amy Rose since she's here, and the bird flies up to Gamma. He presses down the button to let Amy escape. Eggman calls Gamma to the ship since we let Amy escape. We grab the jet booster and headed for the rear of the ship. Now I have to try to kill Sonic. Oh yeah. We blasted him with bullets, but Amy comes in to stop us. Because Amy Rose is here, we decided to not be evil and go on our own journey by not serving Eggman. Amy says we'll meet her again, and we fly off. After some robotic mental health issues, Gamma deletes Robotnik from his master registration and now considers him an enemy. Our new mission is to save the E-Series machines from Eggman's rule. Now we make haste to Windy Valley, which we have to beat with exactly 30 rings. To do this, I just made sure to have 24 rings on me when reaching the boss at the end, and I grabbed the 6 rings that were on the battlefield. We're fighting Delta, and this battle isn't hard at all. You just spam shoot and run away from the missiles following you so you don't end up taking a hit. We freed the bird trapped inside Delta and got 2 achievements. Next up is Red Mountain, which has an interesting challenge. Every ring we grab gives a single shot from our gun. It's similar to the Sonic Jump achievement from Lost World, just not as limiting since every ring lets us shoot. We're immediately tested, as we get 3 rings at the start but need to shoot 4 bombs to blow up this rock, meaning there has to be another way around it. What you have to do is jump in the middle of the rock and do a high jump to the right, hovering to squeeze through the top of the rock. Now we need to grab as many rings as we can and hold on to as many shots as we can. You need to shoot these 3 bombs to open up this path. You can jump over this rock or go on the side path to not waste any shots. You do need to shoot these 5 at this point. These 3 need to get blasted to go into lower path, and honestly you just need to blast through that entire lower path, potentially dodging spinners. And you can just ignore shooting these. Now we have over 30 shots just for E104 Epsilon, and he is easily stun locked. And there's the next 2 done. Now we have to find and fight Zeta. We start scanning the egg carrier for Zeta, so we head for the hot shelter. We head into the room that used to be filled with water to get an upgraded gun, which gives us an achievement for all Gamma upgrades. We enter the hot shelter with the mission of blasting no more than 18 badniks. The difficulty of this level comes from the level's length, since we're on a time limit that only extends from shooting badniks, which we are now banned from doing too much of. And the fact that you can accidentally shoot badniks when unlocking passages does make it a bit tougher. You can honestly skip a lot of obstacles in this stage though, since the ceiling is so high the boxes are not stacked to keep Gamma from jumping. I think this might be intentional though for level optimization. Just keep on rushing through and only shoot when you absolutely need time added to the clock. I would shoot all 3 of these keys so the area is cleared to get picked up in. I got to the last checkpoint with 1 second left and couldn't beat it, but it respawned me at that checkpoint with the whole minute and the achievement still off the bottom corner, so what I thought was going to be a challenge was made easy for me. So pro tip, do that maybe. Another bird saved and 2 more achievements gained. Gamma looks at his units remaining to be rescued and it shows Beta, then Gamma. He looks at his own hands and proceeds. We now have to fight a Mark II version of Beta, and he might have had the best boss music that isn't the final boss of the whole game. This shit slaps. We put the final shot on Beta and see him fall. As we approach him, he puts 1 final shot on Gamma and then explodes, releasing one of the 2 birds that Amy's bird was looking for. Gamma starts to walk off. The bird stares at a damaged Gamma, then flies away as Gamma struggles. Gamma gets a flash of the 3 birds, then collapses and explodes. The beige bird is flying away, then turns to look at the newly found pink bird as the screen fades. Gamma was built with the pink bird inside him, which means the death of the E-series was necessary to reunite this family of birds. And when Amy reunites the blue bird with the rest of its family, it technically means that Amy and Gamma did meet again, in a strange sense. Most people tend to agree that this is the best part of Sonic Adventure's story, and yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, since it does actually use the separate character perspectives to give more context to each corresponding character story, and it actually had some emotional weight put into it. We got an achievement for unlocking Super Sonic, and later get an achievement for beating Gamma's story. But first, we need to redo Emerald Coast for the No Spring, No Ring achievement. Dodge everything at the start and jump to the left of this bridge to land on the lower ground. You should be able to just jump onto a later part of the bridge. Just jump to the sides of these areas if you're worried about the rings. You can just hover to the beach instead of using the spring at the end of the stage. Then just roll up to Froggy and the level is over. And that's an achievement. All that's left for the main story is Super Sonic, and I know I've been yapping for a while, but things should begin to speed up a bit after this. I just wanted to give this game my full attention. We zoom in on the Tornado 2 in Big's yard because it has the final Chaos Emerald inside it. Angel Island falls again. Eggman floats around the jungle in his Eggmobile and runs into the puddle of chaos. Knuckles has 6 other emeralds in front of the Master Emerald, and seeing Eggman on the ground, Knuckles goes to check it out. It pans out to the big drip, fading the screen away. Sonic is resting under a tree in the Mystic Ruins. Tails runs up to him to tell him that Angel Island has fallen again. Sonic catches up to Eggman and Knuckles, with Knuckles explaining that Chaos stole the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic gets sent to a flashback. We see the Emerald Altar in flames and pillars destroyed. We see the Echidna tribe try to get the emeralds, but Tikal won't let them. We hear some ignorance from Tikal's father, so they charge through her and the Chao to gain the power of the Chaos Emeralds. But this unleashes chaos. Sonic approaches Tikal, asking if she's okay, then Tikal runs up to the altar. Tikal says to the Master Emerald, "If this emerald controls that power, you must stop him." Then we get another one of my favorite cutscenes in the game.
Sonic, wake up!
I was on a snooze cruise, I guess.
And then horrified zoomed Tails.
Good thing you're okay. You just sort of conked out there.
Good thing you're okay.
Knuckles left already.
Oh, cool.
Come, I'll be on board
Everything
the Tornado
said
too.
in this cutscene is so fucking silly. As Sonic and Tails are about to grab the last emerald from the Tornado 2, a pillar of water sucks it up and takes it. We pan over to Station Square just getting absolutely demolished by water, but nobody died because this is a kid's game, and everyone has teleporters, or somehow finding refuge in the city. We see Perfect Chaos form, and it's time to date this video by saying, I swear to God, if we skip Chaos in the Sonic movies, I'm gonna riot. Eggman tries to destroy Perfect Chaos with his new Egg Carrier 2, but Chaos just blasts him away. Sonic's had enough, and Tikal appears, with Sonic stating that she sealed Chaos into the Master Emerald. Tikal states that her and Chaos's hearts have always been with the Master Emerald. And with his current anger and sadness, the world is at great risk as he absorbs the power of the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic, with emotional understanding, states that sealing Chaos in the Master Emerald won't help because Chaos will only ever feel anger and sadness. Everyone, including Big and the Pink Bird, together with Amy, gather up the absorbed emeralds to give to Sonic. Tails explains that Chaos only harnessed the emerald's negative powers and that Sonic should be able to harness their true power, which reads like a forced solution to the problem, but I don't really care. The end result is badass. We hear really awkward cheering from the civilians and transform into Super Sonic. Aw yeah, now we're badass. To beat Perfect Chaos, you need to build up enough speed with speed panels to blast into him, but some of his projectiles in his second phase can be a bit tough. I still think this is the single most hyped set piece in the Sonic series, even if the fight has its issues. Fighting a water beast that can harness the Chaos Emeralds in a destroyed drowned city just won't be topped for me. After a few blasts through his body, we beat Perfect Chaos.
Hey,
I'll play with you some other time. Chaos has been calmed and he sees the Chao are safe. Tikal appears and mentions to Chaos that Chao live with humans in peace and harmony. Life goes on as Tikal peacefully force chokes Chaos to ascend with her. Once they disappear, Sonic notices Eggman in the distance. Tails asks Sonic, "All's well that ends well, right?" before noticing that Sonic isn't there anymore as he jumps off a destroyed building to chase down Eggman, resetting everything to the status quo. Except that Station Square is still not even close to being fixed. Nobody could live here. Nobody could. We see Tikal and Chaos together with the Chao and get an achievement for finishing the game's story. Regardless of what you think of Sonic trying to create deeper plots, you can't deny that these cutscenes are enjoyable in a charming, awkward way. Even if you actually love the story, they are still entertaining in silly ways. I personally enjoyed this game's story a lot, not in the most serious way, but in a way where I'm impressed with its world building, but not specifically with what they were trying to say. Okay, but what about 100%? I know you're tired of me yapping about this game, but I have to yap for a little while longer to get the mastery. We have to go back into the egg carrier as Amy real quick to get another upgrade by beating Hedgehog Hammer again. After a few tries, we got the long hammer for Amy, which gives us an achievement for all of Amy's upgrades. This clears out the upgrade achievements. Now I'm gonna get more side achievements out of the way. We have a couple to do with Sonic. Number 1, get the Idea Orb Easter egg in the Knight's pinball table. And number 2, deposit 5,000 rings to unlock the golden Sonic statue in Casinopolis. I obviously went for the Easter egg first since I get a ton of rings for even trying to get it, plus it's something I've never even heard of in this game. So I started slowly grinding for the Easter egg, not even knowing what I was doing. I only knew it had something to do with the blue chip cards. Oh, I found the blue chip card, top left. Can I get this stupid fucking blue chip card? Did one appear? Do I see it? Will you get the golden statue at least? I have to get the golden statue. It's one of the achievements. Okay, it's at the top left. Did we get it? Oh, we got one. I kind of got the basic gist of what I needed to do at this point, so I set out to get the podium filled with orbs. Okay. So this just takes a while. It's not that bad. Fuck. Yep, there it is. If only this song had a little bit more going on. Fuck! Please tell me they stay there. Please tell me I don't have to get all 5. If I have to get all 3 of those again, I'm gonna piss. Oh, I do have to restart. Oh, no. Oh, you have to get all 5 in one. Start pissing. Oh, fuck. God, no! Why are you doing that? Be a normal pinball machine. Up we go. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh! It'll be so annoying if I get 5,000 rings before I get this one achievement. Fuck me! I knew I should have started looking for the overworld emblems instead of doing this. To get 5 of these fucking orbs. No! Dude, what the fuck? Glad to know that this is still my least favorite Sonic level in the game, and grinding for this achievement is only making it worse. Oh my god. Well, I played the shitty GameCube port, because it has different achievements than the Dreamcast ones. Also, fuck you. I grew up with this game. Oh my god. Dude, it's such horseshit. It's horseshit. Why don't I have the fucking idea? No. Do not do the bumper shit. Because you bounce way too quick and then it'll be too fast for me to react. Like that. Like exactly like that. One pair of the door should open. Yep. Why did it do that? What? No, don't do that. Stop. Well, I'm assuming it's boring. No! Yeah, there it is. There is the game deciding that I don't get to play anymore. Oh, one more. Again, now we have max rings, so we're not gaining anything from... Oh my god, I'm so fucking pissed off. This has gone from funny to just be mad. I'm mad. Time's maxed out. I've been here for over an hour. And there it is. This achievement sucks. Yeah, we were in there for so long that the timer maxed out, and we were able to get the golden Sonic statue by depositing the rings we got, just from trying to get the orbs. But we got one achievement at least, right? It wouldn't have been cool to get both. It's so much cooler to force me to play shitty pinball with ass physics. So I admired my hard work and decided that I needed to sleep for that night. Don't gamble, guys. Just make overly long YouTube videos about kids' games instead. I still need to beat the level with 50 rings to minimize a revisit, since we have to replay the stages at least 2 more times to finish stage missions. So I got over 100 rings in the Sonic pinball and finished the stage, gaining another emblem. Now it's a new day, and I'm using my fresh brain to collect every Adventure Field emblem. We already grabbed a good amount of them while playing, so I just need to do cleanup. We got an emblem in this alleyway by Casinopolis. Don't talk to me about that stage, I'm still livid. We got one at the top of the egg carrier's rear by changing his formation. What inspired the sock theme? Oh my god, I actually gotta tell the only SockOwner lore that I have official. You wanna know what my first username was on PS3? It was ParappaFan88. I've never played Parappa up until that point. I just liked the character design. Now I've played Parappa 1 and 2, and I would consider myself a Parappa fan still, so I wasn't lying. After that, I honestly do not even want to say this old username because it is terrible. When I was first making YouTube videos 10 years ago, when I was 13, 14, I changed my username to the J Lord because my real name starts with J. And that is awful. That is an awful username. In around 2017, I switched it to just J. And I had that for a bit, but I could tell like I wasn't really sticking with it. I wasn't a fan. And then around 2020, I think 2021, I went to Steam and I was like, what if I did just a stupid fucking username, right? I made my username on Steam Cockponer. Yeah, it was Cockponer on Steam. And then I said, I probably can't have that on YouTube or Twitch. What's like the Kids Bob version of that? And I just said SockOwner out of nowhere. And I was like, that's fucking perfect. That is so good. And now it just kind of became the thing. Like that's just my online presence. I'm just SockOwner now, which, you know, I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good username. I hope you enjoyed the SockOwner lore. I got this dumb one just by spinning around this area. I genuinely have no idea how it popped. I think I destroyed all the weeds. We switched to Knuckles and grabbed this emblem out in the sky, and I grabbed this one by spin dashing into a box. You're supposed to shoot Sonic into it with one of the cannons, but now we'll do it this way. And that's the achievement for all emblems in the adventure fields. Now we're grabbing all the extra Chao eggs in the adventure field, so we Indiana Jones this rock into the door button of this office and take the golden egg into the Chao guard. There's an achievement for the golden egg. In the Mystic Ruins, we push a button to shoot out the silver egg and take it to the nearest Chao garden. Silver egg achievement gained. Switching to Amy, we enter the prisons for the last Chao egg we need. Into the Chao garden, we gain the last achievement. After that short break of exploring, it's time to get back on the grind! Woo! Gambling! Woo! For some reason, my Twitch chat was talking about numbers and math, specifically the intricacies and knowledge of number Google. Did you know that fitting Google into this video long ways looks like this? It's so weird, like what? See, do you see that shit? Do you see that? I pressed it lightly to shoot it up a little bit and it got stuck. It got stuck, it sucks. If you aren't scared by the length of that, let's let a Googleplex scroll past the screen so you can just see how big this number can be. So much so that the amount of zeros needed to write it out fully would require the mass of pages in the books in which we write to be greater than the mass of the known universe. Okay. One orb left. Why is that even a number? Who the fuck allowed that? That's what I'm saying. Mathematicians need to calm the fuck down. Go get laid. Blue chips are one pair. That's what I need. It's what I want. It's what I deserve. No! Oh! That's what happens. Also, did you know you could reach a Google score in Balatro? I've never played this game, so I have no idea. No. God. I fucking hate Night Spinball. I hate it. I hate Night Spinball, bro. I hate Night Spinball. I don't like it. Shake the money out of me. You know what? Fuck numbers. I need to lock in. I didn't mean to do that. Somebody let me out. Okay. One more. Just do not fuck this up. I almost immediately fucked it up. Ugh. Yes. There's no orb. What do you mean there's no fucking orb? Whatever. The reset. It's fine. Fuck, this game is taunting me. The physics are being weird. They're being weird again. I don't like it. Yes, ride it over. Yes, baby. Yes, get in there. There's the orb. Right here. No, please. Please. Stop. Sonic, chill the fuck out. Why do you have to go fucking insane every time you hit a bumper? That's right there. I have to get one shot good, and it's over. I just need to get the one shot. The orb is right fucking there. Do not fuck with me. Why did the physics change? The physics changed. You saw it. No! I actually fucking, like, had a heart attack. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. No, it's gonna hit the bumper again. No. Fucking, what do you mean? It's so fast. It's so fast, man. I can't control it. I'm trying to lightly tap it to get over to the right. My hands are shaky. It's so bad. Yes. Yes! Yes! Oh. I think that's it. Oh my god, that was real. It was like a real fucking victory coming out of my fucking veins. Fuck you, Sonic. Fuck you, Knights. Fuck you, flat trees. Put this fucking orb in. Hero at night. Oh. Get me out of here. Oh, I'm never playing fucking pinball again. I'm taking all these rings with me. Oh, fuck this table. After nearly 4 hours of pinball, I got the achievement for getting the Idea Orb Easter egg. Also, I'm sure you're curious. What does that Easter egg do outside of referencing Knights? Well, you probably heard the sound in that clip of me gaining rings from it, but how many do you actually get since my rings were maxed out? Based on my research, I believe it's 300 rings. The issue with ever going for this is that your rings will be probably maxed out by the time you get it anyway. So outside of this achievement, this Easter egg means nothing to me because I haven't played Knights. And get ready to be angry at the YouTuber because I'm gonna say it. The trouble this Easter egg gave me and how much time it made me waste is making me want to believe that Knights is a bad game. Now I know that's close-minded of me to say a game's bad because a reference caused me pain, but fuck fuck you. I want my mind to be closed off from Knights Pinball forever. I will always have Knights-related PTSD, and you can't stop it. Yippee! Mission mode. I love Sonic. I'm gonna grab all the missions. Yippee! No, do not ask me to play pinball. I hate this taunting. Stop. I'm not gonna say where all the missions are located because there's a fucking 60 of them, and this video is already really long. I will say which ones I got done while I went to grab them. We saved the drowning man in Mystic Ruins, moved the man outside of the burger shop, I used the lightspeed attack to clear mission 2, and I found a coin in the sewer as big. With all missions grabbed, it's time to start grinding away at everything left in the game. A weird thing came over me while doing all those Knights pinball tables. I really just kind of want to do Casinopolis again. There's some things about that stage that we don't understand together, and we need to learn to appreciate it. Because we only have the one mission left. We're soon not going to be returning here very often, you know? It's a whole thing. Never doubt my abilities in video games. Yep. I'm over that level. By the way, this trick used to be a Sisyphean task for me, but I learned it off stream just to do it and show off how much cooler I am now. Anyway, that's an emblem. I'm also not going to count every emblem we grab, I'll only count the really important ones. For mission mode, I started with Big's missions since his are the most simple. You mainly catch fish. I got the hotel fish, got the flag in the secret Emerald Coast cave, got the egg carrier fish, got all the jungle flags within the time limit, got the icy lake fish, got the flag in the dinosaur's skull, and finally caught the canal fish and got an achievement for finishing all of Big's missions. Then I decided to get both emblems in Twinkle Circuit. All you need to know about these emblems is that you get one for beating it normally and one for beating your own time. So just play poorly on your first go and play better on the second go, and the emblems are yours. And there's another achievement for 60 emblems. Time for Amy's missions. We did the hammer jump in Twinkle Park for a balloon, got the balloon in the mirror room, used a hammer jump on these girders to get a balloon higher up, and found a Sonic Pinball Party sign in the 5 branching paths, giving us an achievement for finishing Amy's missions. Now it's Gamma time. We gave Metal Sonic a friend, we protected the Sonic doll from the spinners, shot all the spinners in Windy Valley, which is a little tricky. You just need to notice the 2 spinners next to the starting button, and be sure to hold the aim laser down while floating, only leaving the lowest one left so you can fall and shoot it. Got all the emblems in Emerald Coast within the time limit, and protected the bathrooms of the hot shelter from any bombings or nefarious acts, which gives us 2 achievements, one for every Gamma mission and one for finishing 20 of the total missions. Now we're playing the rest of Sonic's extra level missions, and we're in the adventure field, so I can start giving animals to Chao for the Chao Garden. We got 50 rings and made it to the end of the stage. After that, we hatched our little piss baby, and I decided to let both chats name it. Alright, who has a good name suggestion? Kappa. Kappa's pretty good. I'm waiting for one that speaks to me. Vanilla the MILF. That won't fit. Onion. You can be more unhinged with me, by the way. Would Skibbity fit? Let's try Skibbity. Skibbity would fit. All right, are we good with Skibbity? I think we have our name. Okay, I do not know how I'm going to explain this to the video viewers. Oh, I get it. It's like the toilet lore. By the way, at some point down the line, I'll be doing the same with Sonic Adventure 2. So if you want to help name the Chao for that run, then check out the Twitch channel or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribing makes the number go up and makes mommy YouTube recognize me more. Please, thank you for subscribing. Please do it, please. After the Chao shenanigans, we beat Emerald Coast in under 2 minutes. We beat both missions in Twinkle Park, and then got 2 other missions done in Speed Highway. I'm skipping over these as much as I can since it's just playing the level again with an extra easy task given to the player. All you need to know is that we get emblems from these, and I'll let you know when it affects the progress towards mastery. Then I did the same in Windy Valley using this free fall trick because I haven't gotten to show it off yet, so I'm making myself talk long enough to show it off, and there's 2 more level missions done. I did all the cool tricks the way I did before, and got both final egg missions done. Did the same for Lost World, then actually pulled off a trick that I had failed earlier in Ice Cap, and did both missions easily thanks to that, and then the same was done with Red Mountain. Then we finished up Sky Deck. Now I'm starting to switch between level tasks and mission mode, with us returning to do some Knuckles missions. We got the kid's balloon, got the flag under the lion's paw, got the medallion in front of the golden Sonic statue that I made, by the way, and got a flag at the mast of a ship in the casino. Knuckles missions are actually a bit fun because it requires you to explore based on the hint that the game provides. We dug in front of the cream and cheese sign in Mystic Ruins, got the medallion and the X of flaming arrows, don't ask me how, I didn't even dig, got the balloon under the bridge connected to Angel Island, got the medallion in the distance of the cream sign, and grabbing the flag in the Sky Deck, giving us the achievement for finishing all of Knuckles' missions. Now it's time for Tails' extra level missions. We beat Speed Highway's missions and got an achievement for getting 80 emblems. Tails' last missions for his stages just require you to beat a faster version of Sonic or Eggman, but it really isn't too difficult overall, especially since you've played these stages at least twice already at this point. Also, the emblem achievements are trying to reference the classic Game Gear games you unlock by gaining these emblems, but after the first few, the achievements start referencing the wrong ones. That's Casinopolis done. Windy Valley blasted, we shredded the ice cap, and we dicked down the sky deck. After Tails level missions, we did Sky Chase Act 1 to get the second emblem, which requires you to beat the level with 8,000 points or more. This took me about 5 tries to get. Just try to combo and hit as many targets as you can. Be careful because some of them are easily missed. I actually got a 95% accuracy with my winning attempt, which is probably the most I've ever gotten while playing the stage. Then we did Sandhill to get the second emblem here, which requires you to beat it with over 10,000 points. Just try to hold on to your gate combo as much as you can, since the more you gain in the combo, the higher the amount of points you will gain at the end. Now we're doing the boss rush with every character, since there's an achievement in the set for getting first place times in every boss rush. I'm only gonna mention 2 of the characters because everyone else is just redoing bosses. First is Big, which I only mentioned since it's just the Chaos 6 fight, quote unquote. You need to beat Chaos 6 in 15 seconds, which means you better catch that frog on the first cast of your line, which I did do. Next is Gamma, which isn't difficult still. It's just interesting that since his stages has time counting down, what you actually want from this boss rush is to have more time on your clock. Again, it's not hard, it's just kinda cool and I wanted to mention it. Now we're doing Knuckles levels. This time we have to beat the levels without hints and within time limit. I never use hints anyway, so this is fine, but the second missions are getting all the emeralds in a super tight time limit. The best way to do these missions is to scout the map for pieces, note their locations in your brain, and restart the level since they stay in the same positions on a stage restart. We beat Speed Highway in 17 seconds and got an achievement for every emblem in every form of Speed Highway. I did the same for Casinopolis, including the achievement. Red Mountain is a bit harder to route because it's such a big level, but once you do it, it should be simple to get the emblems for that stage. We get the emblems in Lost World and the achievement for all Lost World emblems. And Skydeck is also done, which had the most generous time limit, and gave us 2 achievements for getting all Skydeck emblems and for getting 100 of the 130 emblems. We are getting very close to the end. It's Amy time. 50 rings and time limits don't mean shit to me. Give me those emblems. We did the 50 ring mission earlier when retrying for the scan achievement, so for Hot Shelter we just need to beat it fat. Well damn, then let's move on. When getting the 50 rings for Final Egg, I learned about these capsules behind the end of the stage, and then I beat the level fast, so just the same way I always play it. Time for Big the Cat. These require to catch certain sized fish, and the 1,000 gram fish are super easy to find and catch. Now we need to catch a 2,000 gram fish. Today we learned of a most unfortunate story. Big the Cat's fishing RNG in Twinkle Park is completely and totally unfair, causing many players frustration in what is supposed to be a park for amusement. In other news, another white male comedian starts a podcast. Big the Cat in Twinkle Park has some unnecessarily annoying RNG to deal with because of how small the pool is in Twinkle Park. The game doesn't guarantee a 2,000 gram fish in the pool, meaning you need to fish until it appears, and these 2,000 gram fish are really hard to catch. And if your line breaks, you lose a life, and every fish gets changed, and the 2,000 gram fish aren't common, so you'll be wasting a lot of time in this pool. So I decided to get the emblems in Hedgehog Hammer instead. You need to select it through trial mode and beat the initial score and then beat your own score. We got the 2 emblems and the achievement for getting every sub-game emblem. I'm back on that big shit. I decided to grind out all of the 1,000 gram fish emblems first. We did that easily, and now we're going for the 2,000 gram fish. Getting the 2,000 gram fish in these levels is tough, but it's tough because the fish puts up a fight. Almost every time I did these outside of Twinkle Park, I was able to spot the 2,000 gram fish immediately. The challenge came from the fishes fighting the line and not from the RNG bullshit. We caught the fish in the Hot Shelter after around 10 minutes, then in Emerald Coast after around 5 minutes, and in Ice Cap within approximately 10 minutes. Let's see the time difference with Twinkle Park. I lost it? It was 2,000 grams too! I can't believe I lost that. Oh, that sucks. It's not even 2,000. You see that? It's not even 2,000. Can I please get this one closer to me? It was 2,000! It was the 2,000 gram one. The game needs to give me like more. Like the game needs to give me more ability to reel it in. 29 meters, 30 meters away. We're going into the walls. We're going out of the bounds with this fish. It was the 2,000 gram one. I was right. Dude, why? Just get in my hands. No, I don't want to play big anymore. I don't want to do it. Yeah, it wasn't even a 2,000 gram one. Okay, Twinkle Park sucks. This level sucks. This is the only one of these missions that I've had trouble with. I feel like there's a better way to make this challenging without making it just annoying and inconsistent. There it was again, the 2,000 gram. And I hate it when they don't have another big one immediately for me. Yeah, see, there it goes. And there it was, the 2,000 gram. And it just fucking disappeared. That can happen, by the way. It was 2,000 again. We'll do it one more time, and if we don't get it, we're gonna do Gamma for a bit. Oh my god, I almost lost it. You are right next to me. Please, I'm asking nicely. Just get in my grasp. Why do you want to fight it so bad? I just want a friend. A 2,000 gram friend. Let's go! Get me out! Where's Froggy? Not harder than the Knight's achievement. Not even close. It took me 45 minutes, but we got an achievement for every Twinkle Park emblem. It's time for Gamma's levels. We got the 50 ring missions and timer missions where we need to have a set amount of time still remaining on our clock. Final egg is done, giving the achievement for all final egg emblems. There it is from Old Coast, including the emblem. I got 120 emblems by finishing Windy Valley's 50 ring mission, and then I finished up Windy Valley, gaining another achievement. Red Mountain was next. Achievement get, and then kept our cool in the hot shelter, finishing all level emblems and getting an achievement for all hot shelter emblems. We have 5 emblems left to grab, and they are all in the Chao garden. We've been slowly grinding away, giving our Chao some stats, but as you can see from the current stats of our little skibbity, yeah, we're not even close to ready. This is how you give your Chao stats in this game. This takes forever, so this is how we're gonna train our Chao. Yep, if you are at a slight enough distance from your Chao, the animal it absorbs power from doesn't lose the power, so you can just keep redoing this until the stats get to crazy big numbers. After a bit, we put our little Skibbity into the beginner races. Skibbity won the Ruby beginner course with ease, then crushed the Sapphire, then the Amethyst, then the Pearl, and finally the Emerald course. All beginner courses done, which only really unlocks the advanced courses, otherwise known as the Jewel courses. We didn't get any emblems for this. I decided to see the difference from beginner to Jewel races. Alright, let's see how we compare. How the fuck are we in first? Or not first, how are we in second? Okay, but they beat us on foot. Well, we didn't get last. Yeah, so I needed to grind my Chao up to crazy stats. After a bit of forced animal kissing, we sent Skibbity back to the races, and Skibbity won the Pearl Jewel course just barely, giving us an emblem. Just 4 more left to go. After coming in dead last on the Emerald course, which is secretly a good thing because of the crazy level 99 Chao that'll show up if you win the Emerald course, we made Skibbity kiss more kangaroos. We sent Skibbity back into the races trying the Amethyst course. We lost. This went on for quite a while. We even got his run stat to level 96 and it still wasn't enough. Everyone else was playing that anime horse girl game. Nah, brother, I was grinding the fucking Chao races. Skibbity got tired, so we needed to let him rest, and then it's back to the grind. But since he needs to rest, I decided to finish up something still needed for mastery. Mission mode. Sonic and Tails still have missions to do, so we need to start getting those done. Let's get Tails missions done. We cleared the weeds from Tails' yard, got all 10 balloons within the time limit in Mystic Ruins, got the 5 balloons in the forest. Getting the flags in Windy Valley requires you do it without dying, so be sure to land properly when you need to. We got it on our second try. We found the cream sign in the Casinopolis vents and got the balloon in the vents after a couple of tries. And now we're on the ice cap mission, and this is one of the 2 missions in the game that everyone dreads doing. You have to go down the end of the slope and grab 13 flags. Remember that it's hard to be precise with the snowboard and that you'll have to redo the entire stage if you fail, and you can see how people dread this mission. I barely got it on my first try. I saved it by jumping back up to the one I missed since I had a big enough lead against Sonic. Sonic, you motherfucker. Okay, we got it first try though. And I fucking cucked him. Yes! Tails' last mission I needed to grab was the coin in Station Square Chao Garden, because that's the only mission that has its solution in the Chao Garden, so I just didn't think about it, and that's the achievement for all of Tails' missions. And now for the big list of missions, since Sonic has a whopping 25. We did a couple of these earlier though. We grinded in the spot of a hotel and headed to the sign by the pool. We did a spin dash jump from the wall in Emerald Coast to get this balloon, which is not what they designed for it, but again, it's why I love this game. We got 100 rings and went to the heliport, and got an achievement for finishing 40 missions. We got all 8 balloons running down the building, we got the balloon above the fountain at the end of Speed Highway, destroyed the spinners in the Casinopolis showers, got the medallions in the Sonic pinball table.
Notice how I'm not freaking out right now.
We got every flag in the Twinkle Cart section of Twinkle Park, which can be difficult because of the cart controls, got every balloon in the merry-go-round, got the balloon on the egg carrier with a lightspeed dash, saved a man in Skydeck, which might be the actual funniest mission in this entire game, got the balloon off to the side in Windy Valley. The game just fucking killed me. We got all the medallions in the tornado. We got the balloon by lightspeed dashing off the Snake and Lost World. This took a couple tries. Got the balloon down the waterfall by sticking to the right. Did this exploit to force the rock ahead of Sonic so we could freely grab the red flags in this section. Got the balloon on this falling section of Final Egg. Found the location with rings laid out as Sonic's head. Bounced on these springs to get this balloon in Red Mountain. We switched it to free camera to homing attack these spinners to reach the Hell Fugitive. Yes, this mission describes the guy as such, and younger me thought this was badass and cool. We grabbed the medallions and ice cap, which leaves us with one more mission. And this mission, oh my god. Gotta cross a line of rings at the end of the slope. That slope is fucking long, bitch. It's quite difficult, so let me show you the ropes. Ropes, I mean, why it fucking sucks. Oh! Tap and jump at the ramps in succession. The timing's so tight, you'll desire a concussion. So you could forget that you even tried this, because seriously, what is up with this shit? Did you know you could overshoot the line ahead? Trying this out makes me pine for death. Please let the snowboard torture end. That's how I felt when I did this years ago. It only took me 5 tries this time, which felt pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, shit. Oh, we actually got it.
Oh, we got that fast.
Yeah, I learned that just holding forward while doing these jumps helps a lot. Well, that's mission mode done, so all that's left is the Chao Garden. So we try to win another race.
Why is he still crawling, dude? Skibbity, you need to stand up. You are so far behind because you're crawling, man. I got 3rd. That's pretty good.
And apparently our little Skibbity needed to sleep more, so we just let him rest for a few. After letting the guy rest, we sent him into the races again.
Oh, he's happy. Oh, he's so happy. All right, let's go into the race. Yeah, your stats are cracked. You should be able to win. Does evolution make them run? Like, I don't know. He's a fast crawler, though. He's doing great. 2nd place is pretty good. He literally loves swimming. Oh my god. Let's go. Let's go, Skibbity! Woo! That's an emblem. The fastest crawler in the West. Holy fuck, Skibbity. You didn't need to run the whole time. Skibbity has taken this away. Holy shit. You just needed some sleep. What a champion. You're one of the best swimmers I've ever done seen. Oh my god, he's crazy. Oh my god, he's crazy. Oh, for the first time, he's actually just crawling through it. No, I want to watch Skibbity. No! He's sleeping! Get up, Skibbity! Holy shit. They're all struggling at the same time. Please, Skibbity, go. Yes. Yes! It was clutch! Join us for happy time and sextuple trouble. Well, thank you, Skibbity, for all your help. Give some 07s for Skibbity.
After congratulating our little Skibbity champion for getting the final emblems, it's time for a few more achievements. Because we got Metal Sonic for getting all emblems. And of course, Metal Sonic has 3 missions per level again. At this point, I was growing tired of playing the game, in all honesty. I mean, I've been doing it for over 23 hours in total, and I don't have much to say about Metal Sonic either. He's just Sonic, but with new animations, which are pretty cool, to be fair. 22 of the achievements belong to Metal Sonic, so we're going to show them all getting grabbed on the screen while I say my piece about the mastery of Sonic Adventure. And man, do I gotta say that I absolutely loved it. I definitely started getting tired of it by the end. It's no surprise, but that's the nature of Sonic Adventure 100%. The challenge achievements in this game were lovely tests to put me through. Revisiting the game and fully giving it my attention was an absolute blast. The streams were really fun and got a ton of support. Thank you for that, by the way. Discovering things about the game I knew a ton about already was incredibly cool and satisfying. Showing off the cool, albeit amateur, tricks I know for this game was actually incredibly fun. Even the little hidden Easter egg achievements were cool. I mean, I learned that the idea orbs exist, and even though I never want to do that again, my chat had loads of fun with those moments. This is probably my favorite mastery I've done for RetroAchievement so far, out of the 3, which is why this took so long to make. Sorry about that. Well, that should be every level achievement for Metal Sonic, leaving 1 challenge left. The boss rush. It's just Sonic's boss rush, so we beat it and got the last achievement and full mastery for Sonic Adventure DX on the GameCube. Sonic Adventure is still one of my all-time favorite games, and this set made me love it even more. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope whatever is next in store is a bit less time-consuming for me.
Oh, god damn it.